However, this is where they tried to get Tricky Dicky. When they handed her the electronic pad, she only rolled her window down far enough, in all cases, for them to get that pad through there. Don't ever roll your window all the way down, no matter what they tell you. Don't do it. That is stupid. Don't do it. They will then use that as the excuse to stick their whole face in your car and suddenly say they smell marijuana or alcohol, even though it's a complete fabrication. Don't give them the opportunity. And again, I bring that up because guess what they did? When she turned around to hand them back the electronic pad through the slot of her window, one of the officers stuck his face up to the crack and then tried to insinuate with this statement that he had smelled alcohol on her breath. Ma'am, when you leaned over here to hand me back that pad and spoke, I smelled alcohol on your breath, so I'm going to have to ask you to step out of the car. This caught her completely by surprise because this was an obvious fabrication on the part of the officer. It was a complete and total lie. And if you're not prepared and expecting it, it will fluster you. Because let's look at what that does. He makes a false statement. He says it out loud. His video and audio pick it up. If this gets shown to a jury, the jury's mindset is, because the officer uttered it, it is true. The person must have been drinking before they got pulled over. That is the scenario he is attempting to create by verbalizing this lie. Now, had I not been on the phone, I don't know how she would have handled that. But since I was, my immediate response to her, and again, she listened to me and repeated this perfectly. Officer, and she used his name, are you attempting to fabricate probable cause at this time with that lie? See what we just did? We destroyed his illusion of truth by countering it with an equal truth. And now his insinuation is dead where it stands. We axed it right between the eyes before it ever got forward momentum. He tried to salvage it. Ma'am, I told you I smelled alcohol. Officer, are you attempting to fabricate probable cause at this time? He didn't know what the hell to do with that. He tried this 2 or 3 times. She said the same thing back to him every time. Finally, he goes, ma'am, I'll be right back. Because he didn't know what the hell to do at this point. His ruse didn't work. His attempt to make her stumble and give him probable cause didn't work. And she saved herself by listening and by doing. And what she did was she protected her rights. Now, this officer then went over and tried to get the other officers, including the supervisor, to support him in this allegation. At one point, the supervisor even came back to the window and said, ma'am, the officer said that he smelled alcohol on your breath, so he has a reasonable suspicion that you're impaired. And she responded, the officer fabricated a lie in order to get probable cause to escalate this to a DUI stop. That's what I told her to say, and that's what she said. He is attempting to fabricate probable cause so he can try and make this into a DUI stop. And folks, you need to understand, every single traffic stop is aimed at doing one of 2 things and one of 2 things only. Every cop out there is attempting to escalate every single traffic stop to a DUI or drug enforcement stop. Every last one of them. Do not kid yourself otherwise. Why do you think they ask you, do you have any drugs, alcohol, or weapons in the car? Why do you think they're asking these questions? They're attempting to get you to answer in a way that will allow them to establish probable cause on their little recording so that whatever they do next is justified. Stop answering their questions. You have the right to remain silent. Use it. That's what it's there for. When you open your mouth and engage in conversation and answer these questions, you are putting a noose around your own neck. All that's left for you to do is to hop up and down on the trap door till it drops out from under you or take a flying leap over the railing. But it doesn't matter if the rope is around your neck when you do it. Stop helping them put it there. For the love of God, stop helping them put it there. She did perfect. Every time they made this idiotic assertion, she countered it with that negative assertion. Then they came back and tried to redirect it. Ma'am, I can't let you go until you give me your license. I need to see your license so that I know who you are, which they already knew. And I need to make sure that because you have a license, you're not impaired, as if they're somehow related. A license somehow equates to impairment or non-impairment. What a moron. All right, folks. Guys,